Okay, fantastic. Let Ms. Goldstein know if you have any questions, guys. Okay, the pros and cons to consumer credit. Okay, consumer credit can have good things and they can have bad things. Go ahead and take your A, and I'd like for you to start filling in these little boxes and tell me what are some of the good things about having credit and what are the bad things about having credit. Yes, it is very easy to just keep swiping that card and go overboard. Anything else? Yes, we do still have a government. They're just taking a little break. Okay. Smaller wallets. I don't know. Those cards can get a whole lot of them in your wallet. Bad credit. Yeah, you can go into debt. Debt is bad. Good for large purchases. Okay, as long as you've got the money to pay it off, absolutely. Well, there's interest. Yep, there's interest when you go out of the grace period, and then you also have finance charges if you don't pay your bill on time. And yes, it can definitely drastically affect your future of buying things. I've got one more coming up here. Yes, your credit card can be stolen. I have had that happen. Actually, they didn't steal my credit card. They just stole my credit card number. And fortunately, it was through my bank, and they caught it very quick and took care of it. But that's why it's very important to always be checking your credit card statement. So here's some different pros and cons that we have. Sometimes with consumer credit, with credit cards, sometimes you can get something where you earn points or frequent flyer miles, different things like that. So you can get some special offers with that. You get float time, so maybe you know you're going to have the money in a week, but you don't have it right now. You can use a credit card and then just make sure that you pay it off. It's good for online purchases because obviously you can't use cash when you're buying on Amazon. So, and then just like that, you don't need cash. Somebody had put smaller wallets. Yeah, when you have to carry around a lot of cash, it does kind of get a little bit big in your wallet. Yep, you get cash back on your credit cards. And here are some of the cons. You have consequences for not paying. You're going to get a finance charge on top of the interest that you're already paying. In the end, it could cost more than if you bought something with cash. If you go to the mall and you buy a pair of jeans for $50, if you paid for cash, you're paying $50 and that's it for those jeans. If you buy it with a credit card and it takes you 3 months to pay off that $50, you're going to be paying a lot more than $50 for that pair of jeans. It's very easy to go into debt, and it's very easy to overspend. We've got two different types of consumer credit. You guys can just go ahead and type on the board. What are the two different types of consumer credit that you learned about in Module 8? Who knows? Not really. Okay, it's on the tip of your tongue. Oh, I see in the chat box. You got it, Roger. Closed end and open end. Fantastic. Good job, Roger. All right, closed-end credit. It's a one-time loan. It's installment sales credit, installment cash credit. It's a single lump sum. Say you go to buy a car and you take out a car loan. You're going to be paying installments on that car loan. Every month you will pay the same amount until it's paid off. You start off owing, say, $20,000 for your car. It's a lot. You start off owing that much money, and then each month you pay it off until it's completely paid off. A house, car, larger purchases. And say you go to, I just went blank on what it is. Rooms to go. Okay? rooms to go and you buy a new set of furniture. And so it's going to cost a certain amount of money, and so you take out the loan for that amount of money, and then you pay in installments. And Ms. Goldstein is absolutely correct. Anytime you take a loan, you will have interest added to that. So you're going to be paying part of the principal, and then you're also going to be paying interest on it. The open-end credit, that's a revolving line of credit. A perfect example of that would be credit cards or a bank line of credit. But credit cards are the ones that we hear about the most. People use their credit cards every day, every week. So every time you make a purchase with a credit card, you are actually taking out a loan. That is not your money. You are being loaned that money from the credit card company. So because they are loaning that money to you, you're going to be paying interest on that. You do get that float time, but if you don't pay it off before that, then you're going to be paying interest on it. So the amount that you owe is going to change every time you make a purchase or make a payment. All right. Everybody have that? Yes, plus the interest, it will cost you more than paying for it with cash. Good job. We've got different sources to go to get consumer credit. You can go to a bank where you can get closed-end loans, car loans, loans for school, mortgages, different things like that, or you can get open-end loans. I know my credit card comes through my bank, so that is an open-end loan. You can also go to credit unions. Credit unions are usually member-owned, but they do offer a lot of things like car loans and different things. You also have finance companies, and these are unsecured loans. It might be a little bit easier to get the credit line, but a lot of times you're also going to have a higher interest rate. Okay, we learned about the 5 C's. I'm going to just go ahead and skip through this. The 5 C's, this tells how creditworthy you are. Are you able to pay back a loan, or are you going to be a very high risk for somebody to loan money to? The first C is going to be capital. These are the assets that you currently own. Do you own a house? Do you own a car? Different things that are of value that show that you have, things that are of value, basically. That's your capital. Capacity, that's your perceived ability to pay back the loan. Then we have collateral. This is an asset that you're willing to put up to back the loan. A lot of times when people will take out a second mortgage on their house, they're putting up their home for collateral. That means that if they don't pay back the loan, they lose their house or whatever it is they put up for collateral. Your character, this is going to be your age, education, previous credit history, income, all things about yourself. Then the conditions, where you live, what's your job, different things like that. All right, how can you avoid credit problems? Here's some ways that you can avoid credit problems. Be realistic, okay? If you know that you only earn $500 a month, you do not want to be charging $1,000 a month, because obviously you cannot pay that money back before you have to start paying interest on it. And in the end, you will end up going into debt. So be realistic about how much money you can pay back. Check your credit report. Is it accurate? Okay, make sure that you don't have things on there that don't belong on there. Make sure that somebody has not stolen your credit card and they're charging things. So make sure that you check your credit report. Know your limit. Now the course tells you to keep your limit below 30% of the credit limit on your credit card. If you are asked that on the exam, yes, it's 30%. In reality, go back to this. This is a good rule to follow. Be realistic. As you continue to use your credit card and pay it off, your credit limit is going to be increased. The bank will continue to increase your credit limit. That does not mean that your income is being increased and that you are able to pay back 30%. Maybe you're able to pay back 30% of the $1,000 credit limit, but if that credit limit goes up to $3,000, are you able to pay back 30% of that, of the $3,000? So you really want to be realistic. Also, pay back at least the minimum. Paying the minimum means that you will always be paying interest on your purchases. So ideally, what you want to do is pay off in full by the end of the month, before it's due, before the float period or your grace period has come to an end. You want to pay it off in full. All right, give me a smiley if all of that makes sense. Good. All right, what type of cards do people carry in their wallet? Go ahead and grab the big A tool and type up there. I'm going to give you guys just a few seconds. Yeah, I know. I love that commercial. I just think that's funny. Yeah, we got a debit card, credit card, smart cards, store cards, or gift cards. You guys are on the ball. That is fabulous. All right, we've got credit cards. With a credit card, you've got a grace period. It could be 20 to 25 days. That means that if you pay it off in full in this period of time, you're not going to be paying interest on it. Once it goes beyond this, you're paying interest on every purchase you've made. These could be retail cards, gas cards, anything like that. If you don't pay the minimum balance on time, you will be paying a finance charge. And then you also have interest. Debit cards. Debit cards are not considered credit. I know that's a confusing. What's a grace period? A grace period is you have a period of time that you can pay it off before they start charging you interest. So if you purchase something today and you've got a 20-day grace period and you pay it off tomorrow, you're not going to pay interest on it. Okay? Now with debit cards are not a form of, yes, you've got a microphone. Go ahead.
Well, I didn't want to just talk on top of you.
Oh, that's okay.
I didn't know how this would work. Hey guys, here's a question. When you your ratio to debt and something else, what is that called? The debt to something ratio. That's how they calculate whether you're a risk or not, or what your credit score is going to be. What is that called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I thought you were asking because you wanted them to tell
No, I'm asking you.
Your debt income?
Well, it's that ratio that they look at.
Right.
For because somebody was asking about you lower your, if you get more, if they raise the amount you can spend on your credit card. Yeah,
I think it's your debt, isn't it your debt to income ratio?
There you go. Thank you. Debt to income ratio.
To income? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
there it is. That's it. Yeah. So somebody had asked about when they give you a higher limit, does that change your credit score? And yeah, it will, because it all depends on how much your income is and how much debt you can have. Right? Am I correct about that?
I don't think so. I think that it's actually how much debt you owe. Like, so if you've got your mortgage on your house, your car payment, and then your credit card bills, that's considered your debt. That's at least my understanding.
That's the debt to income. Okay.
Yeah, and so they look at that debt compared to what your income is, and
okay. For some reason, I thought it was like how much debt you can have when they add up all your. Okay. I'm wrong. That's okay. Learn something new every day. I'll be quiet now.
Because, I mean, that's the thing, is that's what I try to get across to a lot of the students, is these credit cards pretty much want you to go into debt. So they will continue to increase your credit limit and allow you to charge and charge and charge, because the more you owe, the more interest you owe, the more money they're making. That's how they make their profit. So that's why I really don't like that 30%. That, again, if that comes up on the exam, that's the answer, 30%. In real life, though, you look at what you can actually pay back. So
yeah, that's why they keep raising your amount that you can pay.
Yeah.
Because they see that you're paying it off, and they're like, whoa, all right, good. Let's see how far we can get this person in debt.
She's not in debt yet. Let's raise it.
That's how they make their money.
Exactly. It's all about making the money. All
Okay.
right.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, that's great. It's all good information for them to know. Fantastic. All right, so that's a debit card. This is a common error with a lot of students. They think a debit card is actually a form of credit. It's not, because the debit card is tied to your savings account or your checking account. Usually your checking account. So it's not a loan. You're not borrowing this money. This is money that you already have. If you have $300 in your checking account, you really can't use your debit card for more than that without overdrawing your account. Once you overdraw it, now you're in trouble, because now you're going to start paying some fees to the bank. Okay, then we have smart cards. Smart cards have this little computer chip in it, and that can store things like your driver's license number, your medical history, healthcare information, different things like that. And then we have store value cards or prepaid gift cards. Again, this is not a loan. This is not a loan, because you will actually purchase this card. If you have a $50 gift card, Visa gift card, you're paying a store. You can buy these at Walmart, Walgreens, Publix, any of these. So you're going to pay Walmart $50 for this card. You're also going to pay about $9.95 to activate it. Oh, Starbucks gift cards, yes. I love those. All right, so you're going to pay probably $7.95, $9.95 to the store to activate this card. You can't go really beyond the $50 that you paid for it. It's a prepaid card, so it's not actually a loan. These are a great idea when you're just learning how to use credit cards, because you have a set limit. So it's really, really good for students who are going off to college, even high school students, so that they can pay for their gas but not get themselves into debt.